Do you ever look around at your life and you think, how did I end up here? Not because your life is terrible by any means, and not because you're unhappy all the time, but because somewhere along the way, you get so busy taking care of everyone else that you kind of stop recognizing yourself.
One, two, three, four.
Hi, I am Carrie Marie, and this is season 3 of Holistic Mama Speaks, the podcast where I share tips and insights and real talk about living happier, living healthier, living more abundantly, and living on purpose. From prioritizing and time management to detoxing and realigning your body, home life, work life, boosting self-worth, confidence, to holistic wellness, family, relationships, and everything in between. I've got you covered. That's why it's holistic. Whether you are juggling mom life, chasing your big dream, or just looking for ways to feel better inside and out, you are in the right place. And I'm so excited that you are here. So just a quick note, I am not a doctor, therapist, or financial advisor. I'm just here to share what's worked for me and others who I've worked with, and from what I've learned and picked up along the way. So for a full disclosure on everything, head on over to holisticmamaspeaks.com. Let's dive into the episode. When we were little girls, we dreamed. We dreamed about who we would become, right? Anyone remember those days where you used to play dress up and dream about your future? Maybe we imagined living in some beautiful, elaborate home. Maybe we even wanted to live in a castle, right? Those of us who were obsessed with princesses. We dreamed about having a family. We dreamed about having a career that we loved. We dreamed about friendships. We dreamed about adventures and going to new places and freedom and purpose. All of these things were in our dreams, maybe not specifically with those names, but we dreamed. We were not afraid of dreaming. We imagined feeling happy and fulfilled and alive. But somewhere along the way, life happened, right? We got responsibilities and people have been needing us. Kids needed us. Work needed us. The house needed us. Our pets needed us. Everyone else seems to need something from us. And little by little, without even realizing it, we stopped asking ourselves what we needed. What were our priorities? How we are feeling? We forgot. We stopped dreaming, not intentionally, of course. We don't think about that. We just got busy with life, busy surviving, busy going through the motions, checking off the boxes, trying to get everything done, doing everything that we're supposed to do, but not actually feeling fulfilled, not feeling like we were living our dream life. Have you ever felt that way? Like you're doing everything all the time, but something is still missing and you can't quite put your finger on it. You just know that you don't feel like yourself anymore or feel like the person who you want to feel like. Just there's that little bit of something missing. When I was thinking about this episode today, I remember feeling like this. I actually started getting a little teary-eyed, so sorry if my makeup's running, but it feels hard to feel unseen, to feel unappreciated for all of the things that you're doing, or unsupported maybe by those who you feel like should be supporting you in life. Maybe you feel like nobody notices how much you're doing or how much weight you're carrying. Not literal weight. I mean, maybe you are. Maybe you're carrying the kids around everywhere. Maybe you feel guilty for wanting more. I know that that's so common that us as women, us as moms, we feel guilty around wanting something for ourselves. And we shouldn't feel like that. And you know what? There's probably a lot of people out there that on the outside looking in at our lives, they're like, "Oh yeah, everything is great. They've got it all together. Look at how much they're doing." And so on the outside, you might look fine, right? But then on the inside, there's like this little voice that's saying, "Is this really it? Is this the way my life is supposed to be? Is this how I'm supposed to feel like? Why don't I get excited anymore? Why don't I feel like me?" And the truth is, I'm sure that that didn't happen overnight, right? It happens like one small compromise at a time. You make a compromise, you say yes to something, you take on one more thing, and then it becomes one postponed dream, one delayed goal, adding on more and more responsibilities. One more thing added to your plate that's already full and overflowing. That to-do list that is never ending, right? Until eventually you've spent so much time taking care of everyone else that you've completely lost sight of yourself and you feel like you don't even have energy to think about what you even want anymore, right? You're exhausted. You're maxed out. And here's what I want you to understand and to hear is that wanting more for yourself, wanting more in life is not selfish at all. You don't need to feel guilty around it. And wanting joy definitely does not make you selfish. Wanting meaningful friendships or support doesn't make you selfish. You know what? Wanting to grow into that woman who you know you are capable of being definitely does not make you selfish. It makes you human. You are a human and you are worthy of all of those things. So, why do most women feel stuck here in this place of feeling like they're not themselves? They just start believing that, oh, this is just the way life is. And they tell themselves to kind of rationalize it. And maybe you're doing this too. Oh, this is just adulthood. That's what adulthood is like. I'm not a kid anymore. I can't just live carefree lives. This is what adulting is about. Have you heard that? Adulting. This is motherhood or parenthood. This is how it is when I'm a mom, or this is just the season of life that I'm in. You've told yourself this to rationalize, oh, it's okay that I don't feel good about where I am in life right now. But often what's really happening is that all of this has accumulated over all of the years. You've just kept accumulating all of these things and all of these stuck points, your old patterns, old beliefs, old expectations, pressures, guilt, self-doubt, unprocessed emotions, all of this stuff is quietly running in the background while we're trying to go through the motions of life. And over time, those things just become part of the identity. And you stop seeing the possibilities that are out there. They're right at your fingertips. You stop dreaming. You stop believing that change is possible. But what if that doesn't have to be who you are? What if this is simply who you've become since you've been carrying too much for too long, but it doesn't mean that you need to stay here? Because those are two different things. The woman you are meant to be is still in there somewhere. Your dreams are still alive. The confidence is still there. The joy is still there. Sometimes it's just buried underneath. It's buried underneath all of the things, your to-do list. It's buried under your years of responsibilities and those expectations and your stuck points. It's buried. So, where do you start to get unburied and to start feeling fulfilled again and to start just feeling like who you want to feel like? First of all right, I'm going to give you some tips here. Hey, friend, just a quick pause in our show. I just wanted to mention if this is really hitting home with you so far, I created something that I think that you will love. My new workbook, Unstickify Your Life, is a 30-day journey designed to help you to get unstuck, reset, and thrive in your life. Check it out at unstickifyyourlife.com. I want you to start paying attention. And if you can, journal about these things, or at least just ask them out loud to yourself and answer them. What do you miss? Mm, what's something you used to love to do that you haven't done in such a long time? What is that? Just answer it. There's no right or wrong answer. It doesn't mean you have to even do those things ever again. But what is something that you miss? Maybe things that you used to love doing, places you used to go, just ways that you used to love to feel. Then ask yourself, what lights yourself up? So say, what lights me up? What brings me joy? What brings me happiness? And think about it. Give yourself time to think about it. Start writing a list of what lights you up. And going along, tagging along to that first question, what have you stopped doing? So, what are the things that you used to do? Maybe you were doing them consistently. Maybe they were healthy habits. Maybe it was getting together with friends. Maybe it was going to the gym. Maybe it was meal prepping. Maybe it was taking time for prayer and meditation. You know the things that you used to do that you have stopped doing because the more that got added to your plate, you stopped doing them. So ask yourself that. What have you stopped doing? Now ask yourself, what have you convinced yourself is impossible? What have you kind of talked yourself out of because you just think, oh, that's impossible. I could never be in a loving relationship, or I could never be financially wealthy, or I could never travel the world. Whatever those things are. Maybe it's, I could never be a published author, or I could never do what you're doing. Whatever it is, think about the things that you have told yourself and you've convinced yourself of that are impossible. All right, now this next one is fun, and I want you to really think about it. What dream keeps coming back to you, no matter how many times you've pushed it aside or pushed it to the back burner or haven't really thought about it in a long time, but it keeps cropping up year after year? It just pops into your head occasionally. Maybe it's while you're laying in bed and you can't sleep and you've got a million thoughts running on, and all of a sudden it pops up. Or maybe it's while you're taking a shower and you finally have a few minutes to yourself and you can relax for a couple minutes. Those dreams that pop into your head, even if it's occasionally, even if it hasn't popped in your head in a long time, what are those dreams that keep coming back that you've pushed aside? Now look at those answers. Those clues matter. Those clues are important and they are trying to tell you something. Hey, friend, another quick pause. If you are ready to go even deeper on this journey and truly start getting unstuck, I'd love to invite you to join the Unstickify Your Life Academy. As a very special gift to my listeners, you can receive free access to the Academy right now. Plus, you will be entered to win a free stuck point scan where we'll just pinpoint the biggest area that you may be stuck in and that's holding you back. Visit holisticmamaspeaks.com/academy to learn more and to grab your free access. Your next level might just be one step away. All right, so here we go. Next step is to get clarity so that you're not guessing anymore. You're not trying random solutions of how to feel better, how to get supported, whatever. And you're not piling on more and more personal development books to your to read list or onto your nightstand or wherever in hopes that one day you'll read them and can implement some of the things that are in there. I'm talking about actual clarity, understanding what's really keeping you in this place that you're not happy in, this place where you're feeling stuck, where you're feeling stressed, overwhelmed, and not the way that you want to feel. That is where the stuck point quiz comes in. Because, first of all, it's free, it only takes a few minutes, and it helps you to identify the biggest area that is holding you back in your life right now. So, why not? Go to stuckpointquiz.com, take the few minutes and answer coming from your heart. Answer honestly, truthfully, what you're going through and what you're feeling like right now. And that will open up clarity around exactly what's holding you back and what's keeping you stuck right now. And you would be surprised at what it is. Sometimes we feel like we know, and then we see our results and we're like, oh, wow, okay. It was a little different than what I thought. No wonder why I haven't been able to do anything about it. I was totally in the wrong direction. I was totally off. Because once you know where you're stuck, everything else just starts making more sense. Okay, and I also want to leave you with something super exciting. Over the next few weeks from now, I'm going to be opening up the doors to something brand new. It's a place for women who are ready to grow, a place for women who are tired of just going through life alone. Even though you have people in your life, I'm sure, but if you have those people in your life and you're still feeling like you're alone or you're not being supported, this is what this is for. A place where women to support each other, to encourage one another, to celebrate wins together, to dream bigger together, to start dreaming again and become the person who you are meant to be and start feeling the way that you are meant to be. Since it's not open quite yet, I have my wait list open. So take a peek at this episode description or go over to holisticmamaspeaks.com to the show notes for this episode, and you will find the link to join the wait list. And if you're listening to this after it's already open, the link will bring you directly to the ability to join this community, this women's community that is for you so that you're no longer having to do this alone and feel stressed and overwhelmed. This group of women is for you. Because you know what? The truth is, you do not need to go back to who you used to be. You don't have to try to go back to who you used to be in your teens or your 20s or, back when you were younger. That's not it. It's you getting to become something even better. The woman you've always known was possible, deep down, you've known she was in there. You just got to let her out. And maybe, just maybe, that's the moment when you find yourself again and start feeling like yourself again and start truly, truly feeling good about where you are in life. If this was helpful, message me. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know how you feel. Let me know what you experienced while you were listening to this. And please share with a friend. Please share with a friend who might be going through a lot in their life right now and could really use this episode. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining me today for Holistic Mama Speaks. If you loved this episode, be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Share it with a friend who needs some help and encouragement and who really just needs to hear what's in this episode. And also don't forget to leave a review and or rating wherever you are listening to this podcast. It helps the podcast to reach those who need to hear this message. So you can also head on over to holisticmamaspeaks.com for show notes, for free resources, and for more to support you along your journey. Thank you again for joining me today. See you next time.